What's up guys, SkittleRampage here. So today we're going to be going over a couple different Funko Pops that are trending up in value. So let's check it out. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. So trending Funko news is back today, and we do have some really great selections here. As well as I did want to warn you about a couple of these that will definitely come crashing down, but we'll talk about that later. Now, as always, I would like to thank everybody who did submit something over on Instagram or in my YouTube comments on the last video. And as always, if you guys want to contribute or be a part of these types of videos, comment down below a Funko Pop you've noticed going up or down in value. Before we get started, we have our question of the day, which is, do you have a favorite Funko Pop moment in your collection? One of my favorite moments is this Spider-Man versus Venom. I actually picked it up within the last few months finally, and I'm loving it. Now let's go ahead and get started. So the first one I want to go over is Beetlejuice here. So I'm pretty much mentioning the entire Beetlejuice set because I noticed pretty much all the pops are being bought up right now. Nothing has been like crazy, like surging up in price, but I figured it was worth mentioning just because of the new Beetlejuice movie coming later this year that a lot of people are excited about, as well as we finally got some first looks and even a trailer not too long ago. So a lot of people are really hyped for this, and they're hoping it's really good. So people are starting to buy up the pops either to resell or finish off their collections. Now, one thing to mention here is that I do believe Funko plans to actually make a new Beetlejuice line around this movie. So we're going to get a new set of Beetlejuice pops. But if they don't make specific characters again, then people are going to go after the older one. So if you want to finish your Beetlejuice set now, just letting you guys know that they are kind of trending right now. So maybe look around for deals. Next up here, we have a couple video game selections. So firstly here, Call of Duty. So the Call of Duty set hasn't actually had any new pops released in the last few years, on top of the fact that a lot of the pops are very scarce right now. So it's just driving up the price for Call of Duty fans. And as you know, they pretty much release a new one every year. At this point, it does seem. So tack that onto the fact that you constantly have new fans joining the hobby, you have fans leaving the hobby, so people are selling their collections and the new fans are just buying them up. Now with that being said, the one we're specifically focusing on today is John Soap here. So estimated value is around $65. However, throughout March, you can see some recent sales around $80 all the way up to $125. And then current listings are much higher than that. You can find some a little bit lower than this, but these were some of the higher listings, around almost $200 for this figure. I do recommend, if you are a Call of Duty fan, to maybe just find the best deals you can on these figures, just because from what I've seen in the last few years, Funko doesn't plan to make any more Call of Duty pops until maybe like another big game comes out. Because, I mean, I just don't think there's like a high demand for Call of Duty characters specifically as pops, if that makes any sense. It's not like, you know, like Crash Bandicoot or, I'm trying to think of other video games, Pac-Man, you know, it's just like you play Call of Duty and you don't really think of those specific characters as, oh, you know, I want that as a Funko Pop. So unfortunately, I do feel these are just going to keep going up in price because Funko doesn't really pay attention to this license anymore. Next up here, the other video game pop we did have comes from FNAF, and yes, I know FNAF, again, it is just everlasting popularity there. But the one we're focusing on is Dark Springtrap here. So Dark Springtrap has an estimated value of $125. Now, it was actually higher than that at one point. It kind of dipped a little bit. However, on the right there are pretty much the few listings that I could find for this. There's one really high one on Mercari around $225, and then you have some out-of-box listings mixed in here too. And here's a look at recent sales on this one that range from $75 all the way up to almost $200. And that's condition kind of ranging from bad to really good. The $200 one's obviously selling for much higher because this one is very scarce and very hard to find. This is almost as hard to find as some of the other rare ones like Marionette, for example. Plus, with the fact that we had the live-action FNAF movie and we already have a scheduled date for when the next one's going to start filming for probably a 2025 release, a lot of people just hyped for FNAF, and the game's just, again, everlasting popularity. It literally just explains itself. It's FNAF. I don't really need to go into much more detail than that. But I am curious, do any of you guys own this one in your collection? Our next one here comes from Supernatural, and we do have Dean, the Hot Topic exclusive, as the gym teacher. So estimated value on this one is around $65, but you can see not too long ago it actually shot back up but jumped right back down, though recent sales do have it anywhere from $50 all the way up to like $130 plus. and then current listings do reflect it around that $100 mark. So I will say this one's more around the $75 to $100 range in my opinion. And there has been a lot of recent supernatural hype, but this pop specifically has fluctuated a lot in the past, and I think this is just always going to be a little mini grail, and I don't believe Hot Topic or Funko has any plans to restock it, at least right now. They could always bring it back for sure. Next here for Pop Rocks, we have D. Snyder. So estimated value around $23 on this one, though it's been selling for more around the kind of like $25 range all the way up to $50. And then we do have current listings kind of a little bit all over the place. You do have some really low ones, and then it does go as high as $75. So I would say at minimum, this one's kind of roughly maybe doubled or gone up at least a little bit. That was enough to actually mention it in today's video. Moving on, for DC fans, we do have Bane, the Funko NFT from the recent Dark Knight trilogy set. So this one's estimated value is around $210, and you can see on recent sales it's been selling for around $170 to $180, and then you do have two of the same listing. I don't know if this was like a shill situation or what, but it was around $250 plus each. And on the right there, you can actually see some current listings around $250 all the way to $300 plus. And the funny thing about this one is that the OG Bane is actually tanking down in price, and this new one's just flying up. It's just hilarious. Now our last few selections are anime. So firstly here, One Piece. So I wanted to mention the Zoro Nothing Happened exclusive, but not the Hot Topic sticker. And maybe you might not have even known that this sticker did exist. From the recent ComFest for 2024 that happened just in the last like month and a half, I want to say, over in overseas basically, we did have the Zoro Nothing Happened that was restickered by Funko. And on the right there, you can see the recent sales history for eBay, all the way up to like $400 plus, almost $500 for this sticker. And for those wondering, unfortunately, no, there is no difference between the pops. It is just that sticker is much harder to get over here than it is over there. Over there, this sticker is probably selling for a lot less than it is in the United States. Basically, what it comes down to is sticker collectors here. It's kind of like the Con Brook versus the shared Brook in the situation for Zoro here, where Zoro in the States with the Hot Topic sticker is 30 bucks. With that official sticker, it can go as high as $500, as you can see. I don't think it's selling for $500 right now, but I have seen people listing it anywhere from $200 to $500 for sure. It's definitely a pretty crazy situation with that sticker, but I guess the same thing kind of like happens with our stickers for overseas collectors. Next up here, we do have Gear 5 Luffy, The Chase. So taking a look at its pop price guide right now, estimated around $90. And the recent sales have been hovering around the $70 to $80 range, and then current listings kind of reflect that as well. And as always, you do have some other people kind of charging much more. Now, this is one of those situations where this is an extremely hyped pop, probably one of the most anticipated anime pops of this year so far, and people were able to get their hands on this one a little bit earlier from Hot Topic and Box Lunch before pre-order ship, so that's what happened with this. And then also pre-orders have now been arriving, so you can see where it dropped down from that 100 plus range to now the $70 range. But don't worry guys, I do believe Luffy is going to drop even more, probably to the $30 to $50 range is my best guess. And here's why. One, it's a common, and they made it specifically like that so they could reprint the crap out of it. They could just reprint it to the end of time. And two, more pre-orders are starting to ship out as we speak from different companies, because we saw bigger companies like Entertainment Earth starting to ship them out, and I think GameStop as well. I'm not really sure, but someone can let me know in the comments below if you ordered from GameStop, as well as Chow's Collectibles, I think just shipped out their stock, so it's a big company as well. And then all of the other smaller shops are starting to get in their shipments from Funko or whoever they ordered from. Plus, Funko is about to drop Gear 5 on their website coming this Monday at 9 a.m. PST. They posted the time, like, they posted it like it was like a Funko shop drop, like exclusive drop, which was funny. So they can tell this one's gonna be hype. And I do believe there's about 10,000 stock available. So lots of chases are about to be coming into circulation, basically making that price come down once people start selling them. So again, while it's hyped up right now, if you wait a little bit, you're going to be able to get this chase at least a little bit cheaper. Now, the final one we have today is Tengen Uzui, the Chase. So very similar situation with Luffy Gear 5. But let's go ahead and take a look at his chart really quick. So estimated value on Pop Price Guide is $120. He is definitely not $120. He's probably more around the $60 range, as you're seeing some recent sales, and then current listings around that $60 to $80 range. Same situation again with the Luffy Gear 5, where it's actively hitting stores now, Hot Topic and Box Lunches, but pre-orders haven't shipped out just yet from Entertainment Earth and all these other big places. However, Funko did drop this one earlier. Usually sometimes pre-orders ship out and then Funko does drop it on their website. They dropped it within the last week and it's still in stock now if you do want to go for that chase chance. So just a lot of chases haven't been into circulations. However, this one's dropped lower than Luffy already. I fully expect Tengen to be a $30 to $40 chase once everything's said and done. So if you don't want to pay that $60, $70 range, again, just kind of wait on this one. And yes, I know a lot of people are going to be like, Tengen and Luffy are very popular characters, so how could they go down to like the $30, $50 range? Again, it all goes back to they are commons with chases. They're not exclusives with chases like Yamato, for example, or Goldie Roger, or some of the Luffys out there. These are common chases. They're going to be just restocked and restocked and restocked. Alrighty guys, so those are all the trending Funko Pops we have for today's video. Make sure to let me know in the comments below, do you guys own any of the Pops that we just discussed about? As a reminder, make sure to hit that like button down below if you did enjoy the video, and subscribe and click that notification bell for future videos. I do want to say a big shout out to all the wonderful Patreon supporters of the channel. You guys are amazing for supporting myself and the channel. If you guys are interested and want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below. We have a Patreon-only Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. And lastly, make sure to be following me on all my social medias at SkittleRampage over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page so you can stay up to date. All right, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.